You know, there's some groups of people when I go, let's say, to their house or we go out to dinner, sooner or later, it seems like they want to know something, they'll ask me something so they want to get into political discussion like Trump, or they want to, or Biden, or what I think, and almost like we need to find something really spicy to talk about, that will get everybody to talking or that I can repeat, And I can remember when we had the shooting here here in Lewiston, all the news people were here, and NBC wanted to interview me, and I still remember that. I was at the Basilica, and I was in the back, in the last set of pews in the back, and I was having just a regular discussion about what to do. What are we going to do, and how we're going to take care of the people, and we're going to work our way through this. And then after it was done, the man says to me, he said, "The trouble with people like you," which is what he started with, is that trouble with people like you is that it just seemed just so reasonable responses. That's what, in other words, I didn't come out there with something that they could then show the clip that everybody would go like, wow. It was really just like, okay, this is what happened. This is what we need to do. These are the different things I hope to do over the months to kind of work with people. We'll gather together for prayer, and we'll, and it just dawned on me, it gave me that big glimpse at that moment that it really is about controversy. People love controversy. They love things that seem to be exaggerated, and they want to shove a camera in front of them and kind of trip them up what they're saying, be able to go viral, get it all. So everybody's like, what? What did they say? Did you hear what he said? I thought about that with today's gospel. You know that the Herodians and the Pharisees, he says it right up, they wanted to ensnare him. They're going to ask him something controversial just to see if that could start some gossip. And we know that anything controversial, anytime, they even need a great tagline so that we'll look at it and say, I think I need to listen to that. That's the world we live in, that it's built on controversy, it's built on sensationalism, it's built on sort of trying to grab your attention. That's the whole social media, that's really the whole news, right? I mean, they know they got bills to pay, so they need you to watch them. And the only way you're going to watch them is to make you turn your head to them so that you will listen. And then you get this idea where they're going to ensnare him, they said. They're going to trap him so that then he will say something that they can say, did you hear what Jesus said? Did you hear what Jesus said? Because Jesus is going to say something like, love one another. They're like, well, fine, big deal. And I come to realize that faith and life is really boring. It's every day being faithful. It's every day, loving the things you see, seeing the beauty around you, caring for the people in your midst, and that is not sensational, right? That is not crazy. Matter of fact, most of the time when they talk about the church, they've made a lot of mistakes. A lot of people in the church have done some things that make headlines. But there is buku more people who faithfully do God's work. Tons more people who do that, right? Including all of you, right? Coming to daily mass, doing the good that you need to do. And it just will never make the noise. No, it just will not be something that will go viral, right? And that's what we see poor Jesus being tested, but of course being smarter than that. And then they walk away utterly amazed because they're like, shoot, he's smart. We can't quite grab it. We can't get something. And I come to realize that being faithful to God, living a good Catholic life, is really just being faithful day after day after day. And life, I think the real life that God wanted for us, I believe now, I probably would never have given this homily when I was 25. Okay, that's just the way, right? Because when you're young, you're like, it's all about that, you got all this energy. It's like a little puppy, right? It's just got lots of energy. But after you realize, okay, what's really what life is about, right? And about the people in your life that have been faithful to you your whole life, been good to you, you've been good to them, you've enjoyed, you've laughed, that's not going to make any headlines. It's not about trapping people, not getting them to say things they want to say so that then we can kind of gossip. It's not, and it's really just about say your prayers, be a good person, love the people who God has given you, right? And unfortunately, that's not going That's really not going to get the Pharisees and the Herodians all upset and get them trapped. You know, you're not going to get trapped into something. But if you're looking for the way the world works, it's a very different place, right? And I think our young people, and maybe in my past, as part of being with youth, you realize that. And as we all get older, right, we realize, you know, I'm going to go home, make some dinner for my loved ones, and we'll share some time together and be, you know, and that's where holiness is found, you know, and it's not trying to get each other, not trying to work people up, not trying to kind of generate that kind of stuff so that, you know, you try to realize that you're really just getting trapped into something, you know, and the culture is trying to trap us into something so that we then can think about other things. And that's why Jesus says, I love it, he knew the hypocrisy. He said, why are you testing me? That's what he asked them. Why are you testing me? What are you doing? You know, in trying to cause a sort of big stir. May we faithfully be good Catholics in the midst of all that is around us that seems to kind of be in a frenzy, recognizing that true holiness is really not about that, but about faithfully doing the good that God puts in front of us so that we see him one day.